document this, and I hope that along with the other videos that I made, that somebody who's in need of listening to this gets the message and use what I'm about to express to you all to help you go through whatever you're going through. This is for educational / entertainment purposes. I'm not a doctor. I am not a medicinal practitioner, as they may call it. I am someone who almost 13 years ago started to experience some things that ended up leading into me having cancer. Thankfully, I'm 8 years a survivor of it after everything that I went through. If you look at the title of this video, I want you to put that in your head over and over again, because our problem starts from there. I've said this, and I'm gonna start doing something that, as I make these videos, I gotta stop being scared to do, but I'm gonna say it. This goes out to anybody, male or female, single, married, etc. If you're not comfortable with your failures and can get up the next day and say, I'm good, and I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to heal, then you're going to end up like I was back in September of 2014. You're going to end up making yourself so sick that you're going to end up in a hospital, and the truth that you ran away from is going to be smack dab in your face. Okay? Part of my tiredness, I'm really just waking up. I'm really not a morning person, not all the time. And the weather out here is really cloudy, so I think it's having an effect on me. Whoever's watching me, let me know that where you're chiming in from. Thanks for watching, and I hope this message reaches out to you. When I got home 2 weeks after getting out of the hospital, they did a test on my colon. They found a polyp, and when I got out the hospital, I went on 2 trips to the same state, but 2 different areas in that same state, promoting my brand. Actually, I'm wearing one of the shirts. And when I came back, I was told that I had cancer. The first person that I called was now my ex-wife. And me and her at that time, we wasn't in the best of places. We had just separated literally a month prior to that. If you can imagine being with somebody for so long. And I'm putting this out here because I don't want this to be a video in where I'm not telling the absolute truth. When you finally have somebody in your life that you wanted, and then it goes from having the person that you wanted to that person no longer is in your life, it does something to you. It changes every cell in your body. Your mind is literally playing tricks on you. You don't know what's going to happen to you, and that's when the adrenaline starts feeding that energy that you call demon, devil, or whatever. And I went through that. I haven't had a serious relationship in 10 years because of that. That's my truth. That's my handicap, whatever you want to call it. But I want this to be your fuel to get through it. And if I'm the primary example of what you don't do and you learn from it, and down the line I hear you say thank you for sharing that, then I did my job. What was the lesson that I learned from cancer? What was the lesson that I learned from my separation from my ex-wife, now a divorce, and experiencing everything that I went through? The answer to that is, I was not comfortable with my failures enough to say, I am going to move on. And what I learned about people is that when they really want something, nothing is going to stop them from getting it. And that's where I dropped the ball. I stopped respecting me and the value that I was supposed to put into myself. And that's why I believe we failed. We stopped loving us enough. Let me repeat that. We stopped loving ourselves enough to say, get up and keep going. Behind me is a mural that I just put on my friend, who I call my brother's truck. That's what kept me alive. And in some cases, that was my lifeline. But what I forgot, please listen to what I'm saying, was that the same value that I put into my art that you see behind me, I didn't put into myself. And for 6 years of my life, I went from living in an apartment with someone to being homeless for a few weeks to moving into a friend's house, then moving into my sister's house, and then after living in my other sister's house, just trying to figure things out. And it shouldn't have took 6 years to do that. But I went through some really difficult moments that I tried to avoid because I was trying to live up to somebody else's standards. I hope you're getting this message. It does not mean that I have to be ruthless and ridiculous and disrespectful to anyone to get what I want. It just means that at the end of all of this, I didn't remember that you are valuable. And if you forget that, you're going to fall off. And God is going to let you fall off, because the God that you serve, that we all serve in whatever degree, gives you an incredible ability to get back up. And what is that energy? When you go to sleep at night and you wake up the very next morning, that's the Most High way of saying, yes, you may have messed up. Yes, things didn't turn out the way that you wanted. But by you getting up, that is your opportunity to start over and get things right. And it took 6 years for me to start writing down what I needed to tell myself. Whenever I went through that day, I will not only go to spirit, but I'll go to a piece of paper, I'll go on my phone, and I started writing and writing and writing and writing. I didn't care how I felt, and I still do it today. I get mad that things don't work out the way that I want it to work, but then I have to ask myself, did you get what you wanted? I'm going to give you all a primary example. Just recently, I had to sit back and I had to look at the fact that I physically, mentally got everything that I asked for. And I got mad, but my spirit said to me, where you're at now, you asked for it. I'm going to say that again. My spirit told me what you asked for, you actually got it. I remember saying to myself, I want to get a certain amount of money so I can take off for at least a week and just rest. And as of now, I realized that I actually got a week of rest. I have slept so much that it's unnormal. It's not normal for me. But I realized, I asked the universe for some time off so I can get some rest. And I actually got it. But it took me to sit in quietness and actually think about, why are you upset that you're not working when you asked the universe for some time off? And I got it. And so I have to get out of my ego and say to the universe, thank you for giving me this time off so I can rest. When you ask for money, when you ask for a relationship, when you ask for a job, think about what you're asking for, because you may not like the conditions, but you didn't make it very specific of the conditions that you wanted to be in. Are you comfortable with yourself? Because what you feel as if you failed at, you may have not failed. You just didn't read the fine print of what you put in your own universal contract. I got cancer because, in my opinion, I was a very healthy person until I allowed a divorce, a separation, and someone that was already ready to go to break me down so bad that I allowed myself to get sick. I lost weight. I had a bleeding issue, and I ended up being in the hospital for several days. And I realized I'm responsible for that. I could have kept my apartment. I could have went, did a job, made some money, came back, and took care of some stuff. But I allowed a situation that was temporary to tear me up inside to where it affected my colon. And if you don't know about the power of your colon, your emotional center is smack dab in your colon. So when that's affected, it affects every cell in your body, and it will disallow you to think straight and to function properly. And then cancer came into my life. And though thankfully it wasn't a death sentence, it was a reminder that I got work to do. The next thing that I did when I found out that I had this, and I'm saying this not to be disrespectful, so if you overly religious, please don't say nothing, shut up, I don't want to hear it. I think y'all are smart enough to know where I'm going with this. I was so angry that I sat up here and looked in the mirror and I said to myself, with everything I got going on, you give me this shit, fuck you. I'm not dying. War motherfucker, bring it. And that's where I want to get deep into this video with you. You gotta be mad, so mad at yourself that you allowed yourself to fall that deep into a dark space in your life that you stopped functioning and your body turned ill on you. The woman that I was with, she moved on. She started dating. She moved on with her life. And I sat there at my friend's house in a room that he gave me. And I let that situation get me so low down, messed up, that I lost 30 pounds. And it came out in blood. Not realizing that this is your chance to start over again. You got a brand new product that you're trying to produce, promote, and get out there, endorse. You got an opportunity to start over again. This ain't the end. And I couldn't see that. So if you have somebody that is dealing with cancer and they just found out that they got cancer, share this with them. I'm telling them now, it ain't over. It ain't over until you say it's over. Was you thinking like that when you wanted to go and party and you wanted to eat that food that you know that wasn't good, that you wanted to get involved in the activities that you know it wasn't productive? That didn't stop you from doing that. So why are you letting this illness, quote unquote, stop you from living? That situation could actually be the Most High telling you, okay, do I have your attention now? So I ask you again, to whoever's watching this, do I have your attention now? You got to come to a conclusion in your life where you're going to say, fuck it, let's go. I'm not stopping living because you don't want to be in my life no more. Because that person that left is thinking the same thing. And in some cases, those individuals that are so ready to leave you call you more than you call them. Those who are so quick to leave you be the ones that call you more than you calling them. That situation is now your training ground. Look at that situation like a weight room. And there's 10 different types of weights and machines to put you back in order. And your job right now is to go through every machine from machine 1 to machine 10. And when you get through machine 10, you are a brand new person. But the first machine that, in my opinion, you're going to have to go through is, can you accept that right now you failed, you messed up, that you're in this situation, and can get right back up and say, okay, let's clean it up? And can you look at what you've gone through and actually say to yourself, is this what you asked for? Did you think about that? Is this what you asked for? Is this what you really wanted? Do you want to get in a better place in your life? It requires you to put in the work. And in all due respect, dealing with my ex-wife right now is still not comfortable for me. But I know that the Most High is going to throw that in my face until it actually becomes easy to deal with. It's difficult for me to have a conversation with her because all that I can see is September 1st, 2014. And the things that she said, not particularly on that day, but what I experienced in my marriage. And I ask people, how do you get over it? How do you fully get over it? I'm putting my personal information out here. Maybe somebody got an answer. I was a good husband. Never cheated. Didn't have any issues. Being a good husband, I was definitely faithful because that's what I wanted. And I never had any problems with wondering would anybody else be in my life or would I desire anybody else, because that's how I was raised. But I never understood how to get over rejection. And maybe that's me. So I'm going to say, for the record, that if you are not comfortable with you first, if you are not comfortable with accepting your failures and being able to get right back up and say, let's get it together, then I'm going to give you all something that you can do. Get a phone, get a tablet, and write down every day, no matter what it is, whether it was a good day or whether it was a bad day, start a diary and keep writing in that diary until you start getting personal answers to yourself. Start looking at people who have motivational videos. You have a device called YouTube, TikTok. There are ways. There's even an AI program that you can actually put this stuff out and it will sit up here and give you answers. I'm not saying that that's the all in all, but if you can, get therapy. Go and get therapy because you may need it. And it's nothing wrong. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all. There's nothing wrong with getting therapy, man. Ain't nothing wrong with getting therapy. Don't be scared to go and get therapy, but don't be scared to look at your demons and face them. You may break down. I don't care if people see you weak. I don't care who it is. Get it out yourself. Even if that means you got to tell that person that you scared to face, and tell them you wronged me. And I'm trying to get over that. But I'm not in a comfortable place with you. But I'm facing you because I got to. Because I'm trying to heal me. Don't be ashamed to say, I'm working on myself. It does not make you look weird. It does not make you look like you're crazy. It makes you look like somebody that's trying to do better and get better. And I'm still going through it, but I'm getting through it. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I don't know if I ever have somebody in my life that I'll be in love with again or get married or possibly by the grace of the Most High. Know what it's like to sit up here and actually have children at 53 years old. I don't know. But I do know what it's like to go through it and still be here to tell you gonna get through it. But even though there's some things that I'm uncomfortable with on my own, myself, I still got things like, man, I wish I can get up early in the morning, but I work so late. I wish that I could be in a better bodybuilding shape, but I know that I'm in much better shape than I was 8 years ago. But I realized that the things that I asked for, I got. So pause and give thanks, even though you may not be happy. Give thanks because you may be in a better place, and I promise you, somebody is in a worse condition than you are right now. Start giving thanks. Okay, I may not have been successful in some of the ventures that I wanted to do. I may have lost. All right. But at least you tried. I would rather lose trying than not win sitting back, not doing nothing. What if, and I said this to my ex-wife, what if my business ventures turn into $1 million success story? What if what I'm doing now, though people may not consider it to be the most lucrative thing, what if I really reach the success that I shot for? How would I have known if it would have worked if I never tried? Do you understand? At least I tried. So what? I failed. According to standards, I failed. Have you tried it? At least I tried. I fought cancer and won. So, one victory at a time. Small steps. Get comfortable with you. Accept you. Get comfortable with you. Don't get too comfortable till you get lazy. Push yourself. Every day, say to yourself, I love you enough to push you. All right? I'm off this line. Y'all be safe.